Our Yellow Jacket Spotlight Series continues with Maddie Russell, who is once again recognized by the OAC office. She is the Offensive Player of the Week for women's lacrosse here this week at Baldwin Wallace, and we're thrilled to have a chance to sit down with you for what is the second week in a row, because Maddie was the Defensive Player of the Week last week, but it was her game-winning goal with 42 seconds left against Capital that propelled the Yellow Jackets to a big road victory. Let's talk about that game in particular, because obviously the way the schedule shook out, you had three schools right away in conference that are very new at lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of lopsided scores, and it was tough to really get in a good rhythm. But to go to Capital, obviously a much tougher game.
Yes. So, Capital is actually one of three of our toughest games of the season, and every year we play them, it's always between like 1 and 2 goals between the two of us, and we knew it was going to be a hard game, so we went in with the mentality of like we need this. This is like our biggest game. So we played very patiently, and with our attack, actually, we were very selective with our shots, which is why it was such a low-scoring game, and our defense was also really strong in that game, which is also why they didn't score as much. With our last play, we had about 5 minutes left, and we knew that we had to hold the ball for a while so that they couldn't get the opportunity to score again, and that's exactly what we did. We were very patient with it, and we ran our play, and it ended up working out in our favor, and we ended up winning that game.
So what's it like, from a X's and O's perspective, when you look up at the scoreboard, you see a tight game or a tie game, and you think, okay, we want to try to play keep away without really truly being unsportsmanlike about it. How do you try to really define that level between being patient for the right opportunity as opposed to just trying to hold the ball offensively?
So the difference between the two is holding it offensively and being unsportsmanlike, I guess, would be having one person just hold it and like passing back and forth, I guess. But with what we did, we were patient on offense. Each time we had possession, we would swing it around. We looked for the open player. It wasn't like we weren't looking for that player in the middle. We just didn't want to throw it away, I guess, and have turnovers. So we were very selective with our passes and with our shots. So it was the difference between just passing it back and forth between a couple of players and with being selective of how we took our shots and with how we did our feeds.
So let's go through that last play. Obviously, you're within 1 minute to go in regulation. There's potential to be overtime. I mean, you're right down to the end of the game. I know you're not thinking about it in the moment. You're just caught up in the play and trying to do what you're supposed to do. But as you reflect on what it means to be in the right place at the right time and to make that perfect play, in the heat of the moment, what's that mean to you?
Well, it was a feeling that like I've never had before. It was really amazing to have us win in that way. So it started with our defense, and because they won the draw from, we had just tied up the game again, and they won the draw and had it on our defensive end. Our goalie made a save, and we held it for a while again. And then we were patient. Our coaches said, hold it until 1 minute, and they wanted us to run a certain play. So that's what we did, and I guess it was very, like, in the moment kind of play. And I don't know, it was a feeling that I know I've never felt before, and I'm sure some of the girls on the team have never felt before, winning in that last minute. It was really amazing.
It's pretty cool to win conference road games, especially in that fashion. You have another conference road game later this evening, and whether or not you want to say it's the biggest game of the year, it's certainly the most heated rivalry as you play your crosstown rival in Giant Carroll. It's going to be a tough game, another team that's playing very well in conference. Let's talk about tonight's game. What do you think you need to do well tonight?
I think we need to do exactly what we did against Capital, go in with that same mentality of having this really important game and also playing as a team like we did before. We won our Capital game as a team. We won it defensively and we won it offensively. So I think that's really important, and also having that high energy and the want for winning those hustle stats, winning that ground ball. And I think that's what will win us tonight's game.
Well, it's been great to see the Yellow Jackets playing so well this season. Maddie Russell, a big reason for it. She continues to rack up all of these accolades throughout her career with yet another Offensive Player of the Week in the conference. Congratulations.
Thank you.